infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. Last time, we met quite a cast of characters, and we're learning more and more about Dr. Dekker's murder. Hello, Ian, aka Retro Radical. Check him out on Twitch. He says more clickety-click, keyboard clacks. You know, that's part of the fun of this one, is that there's so much typing. I get to and talking in circles. That's the one thing I don't like about this game, is I'm listening to the same dialogue over and over again. All right, let's continue.
At midnight each day.
On Valentine's night.
Time as you know it freezes.
20 minutes past 10.
Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home.
David is my husband.
I'm quiet.
my
Yeah, I know.
lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death.
When I'm dancing,
You get this day over and over.
Hilda.
I black
I
out,
don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
David hunts,
I can change my skin.
then skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patient.
I tried to lower my
went
audio
out for
some,
drinks.
so there's
I
less
took
background
photos
noise.
of
But
Jessica.
if I'm
Dr.
too
Dekker,
quiet, I don't want to be too quiet.
Valentine's Day.
Ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't
He
I?
was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since,
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden. I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me. It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Mariana was in, I believe she was in Shapeshifting Detective. She certainly looks familiar. So we're starting off with Claire today. Oh, before we do that, let's check out the other clues. We have Dekker's resignation letter. To whom it may concern, please accept this letter as notice of my intention to resign from my position. Dr. Dekker. So he resigned 3 days before his murder. Claire's arrest report. Statement of Christian Weber, police officer 7691. To the best of my knowledge, this statement is true. I understand I may be prosecuted if I have stated anything that I note to be untrue. November 9th. At 20:40 hours on Tuesday, 8th November, myself and this guy responded to a call received from a neighbor of the Bauer House, Weston Park Avenue, concerning a reported disturbance. We arrived at the address and knocked on the front door, but there was no reply. We then examined the rear of the property and gained entry through the insecure patio doors. We entered the property through this door, and I announced myself by shouting police, but did not hear any response. We searched the premises. Upon entering the dining room, I saw a female seated next to a man who was lying on the ground. The man did not appear to be conscious. Both persons were drenched in blood, and there was a substantial amount of blood on the carpet, walls, and furniture. I noted what appeared to be a steak knife on the floor, which was also covered in blood. At this point, I asked the woman to put her hands on her head, which she did. PC Holt secured the female while I checked the man for signs of life, but found none. I asked the woman her name, and she identified herself as Claire Castleford. I asked if she knew the dead man, and she said that it was her husband, David Castleford. I asked what had happened, and she said that she had killed him. Following search by PC Holt, which revealed no other persons present in this house, I said to Castleford at 20:52 hours, "You're under arrest for suspicion of murder." I then cautioned her and placed her in the back of the police for transportation. It was the butler? I don't think it was the butler, man. Considering we haven't met one yet. Y'all know about Diogenes? That sounds familiar, but I don't know what that is. So I'm going to ask Claire about all of these words. Neighbor, blood, steak knife, dead man, and husband and murder. And then let's look at the crime scene report. Crime scene report summary on 14th of February. Position of victim. The victim was located in his office, seated on a chair behind the desk, soaked in blood with an obvious chest wound. Paper spike, which is a desk accessory, 150 millimeters long, protruding from the approximate region of the victim's heart. Time of death was estimated from liver temperature measurements to be between 8:30 and 10:30. Note that the victim's body was reportedly discovered at 10:20 p.m. on February 14th. Cause of death, exsanguination due to puncture of the left anterior descending coronary artery. Those underlined words should be keywords. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So let's ask her. Let's just say hello first. Hello, Claire.
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. I saw the girl again, the one I told you about. She was playing outside.
So, let's see, how is David?
Think, Doctor, think. Use your brain. Or your notes if you have to.
Okay, fuck you. Is David dead?
If David doesn't exist, then that means that I really did kill him. He really is buried, and I really should be going to prison for a very long time. That just doesn't seem right to me. It's more probable that I reanimated him under Dr. Dekker's guidance.
Reanimated him? Reanimated him?
David was dazed and confused when I brought him back to life, as you'd expect. He was scared.
No, I don't.
He didn't want
so.
me to go near him at first, which is understandable, as I did kill him. But I didn't really succeed in bringing him back. He wasn't a big talker before, but even monosyllabic words were more than what he seemed able to give me.
Is Dr. Dekker's first name David? I don't believe so. The arrest report says Claire killed David. If I've underlined some things to ask her about. I wonder if Bryce buried David. What happened with Ben? Ask Patience about the paper spike. Too much to do today. It's Doctor, you loon. Exactly. Oops, wrong one. Who is your neighbor?
My neighbors seem far more interested in my business than they are their own. The lake house only has one house opposite, and it was on sale for some time. I suppose I should have bought it.
Why didn't you buy the house?
I'm getting tired of it.
Okay. Was there a lot of blood?
It's a messy business, stabbing someone. You'd imagine that it would be like slicing into a pie with all the filling just slowly oozing out, but it's so much more dramatic, like popping a cork of a bottle of champagne. Blood sprayed everywhere.
And then steak knife. You stabbed him with a steak knife?
I'm not sure what you're trying to ask.
Steak knife?
The steak knife was the closest, sharpest weapon I could lay my hands on. I didn't really have much time to think about it.
Why did you stab your husband?
David wanted to have a talk about our relationship. Not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore, which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it. So I fixed him.
How did you fix him?
It was about a week later. I brought David back to life. Not with voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did. Dr. Dekker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection.
I only regretted it because of the blood. Everything else was fine. Could you bring back Dr. Dekker?
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term. Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead.
Necromancer? Okay. Let's go back to the clues. So, you're a murderer. Why do I keep adding murderer? There we go.
Try asking me something I might...
Are you a murderer?
I don't know what you're after, but I don't know...
What did the police say?
I'm being charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers, which is why I'm hoping that you'd be able to help me.
Ask her if she wanted to eat him. Oh, because of the steak knife? Did you want to eat David?
Sorry. I don't know.
She doesn't know. What was I gonna ask? I gotta go back to what she just said, because...
I'm being charged
Oh, okay, yeah. Where is David now?
at the lake house. He doesn't move from there. For good reason.
But you did... Yeah, regardless of necromancy, he still was murdered. We got our first mystery, boys.
I'm being charged with murder because the police don't know.
Okay, so charged. You were actually charged?
Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see your way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder. To lessen my sentence. Because I'm not a killer. But I can't prove otherwise. You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
I do. I do. Yes, I think you are a killer. You killed somebody.
At worst, it's manslaughter. I didn't mean to kill him. I just stabbed him a bit. And although he was dead for a week, I brought him back to life. Does this mean you won't help me? Was I temporarily insane?
I will... Yes, I will help you.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all I needed to hear. From you or Dr. Dekker. But Dr. Dekker wouldn't do that for me. He wanted something else.
What did Dr. Dekker want?
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my alleged ability. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl.
Weren't you able to pre-select questions last time? Yes, I still am able to. I would prefer not to do that, though. I think it's too easy and it takes away a lot of the fun. Did she assault him first? Yeah, it seems like it. What girl?
I don't know anything
You
about
just
that.
mentioned a girl. What girl did he mention?
He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house. Just for me. And he asked me to reanimate her. It was Iris. I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted. A temporary insanity diagnosis.
Did you reanimate Iris?
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped, and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
Huh. Huh. Okay, we've got two more. We got a couple 2 stars here still.
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my alleged ability. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl.
Okay, changed his mind. What made him change his mind?
Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Yes. Yes, I would like to see David.
Very well. In our next session.
Okay. Well, one more 2 star.
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term. Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead.
Okay. Results. What were the results?
I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead.
Oh,
Important
what?
bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely. Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem.
Scroll the way up. All right, I think that's it. We'll try to ask a few more questions here, but we do have the paper, the paper spike. What is he hunting?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Okay, he doesn't know. Claire says the girl in the basement was Iris. Have you talked to Iris? Okay. Did you see the paper spike?
A paper spike is an odd thing to use as a weapon. I suppose if it went directly into the heart, it might work. Or through his eye, or perhaps through the ear and into his brain.
That's what kind
Or was it just a frenzied, bloody mess of a murder? Do you know, Doctor?
No, I don't know.
That's not relevant here.
Okay. No, I don't know if it was a mess.
I don't know, Doctor.
Okay, that's it. There's more for Claire, but we'll see if we can figure it out later. Let's talk to... You know, I'm most interested in Mariana, even though she creeps me out. Hello, Mariana.
I'm okay. Thanks for asking.
I didn't ask.
It's rent day, and I always feel a little blue on rent day.
Why do you feel blue?
I pay my rent to a landlady. I don't own my own place. I'm just passing through.
Where are your shoes? Why don't you wear shoes?
I don't know.
Okay. What do you mean passing through?
I never stay in one town very long.
It's Wednesday,
I
my
get bored
dudes.
too easily. Once you've seen the same faces over and over again, you move. Like I said before, I like to move around a lot.
It's actually Flat Fuck Friday. What did she? Okay, I actually just don't know what she said.
I'm okay. Thanks for asking. It's
Rent day. When is rent day?
rent day is the day I pay rent to my landlady.
Thanks. Okay. I don't know why it wanted me to ask that, because I still had 2 stars. Obviously, rent day is the day you pay rent to your landlady. Who is your landlady? Okay. Have you had any blackouts?
I've had no blackouts, and I haven't been to the beach since our last session. But I think I will today. Do you want to come with me to the beach?
Yes, I will come with you to the beach.
Doctor, I think you're getting a little anxious. If you ever wanted to visit the beach, you can just turn up. It's not mine.
Have you been dancing?
No.
Nope. Okay. Have you seen Doctor? Have you seen the paper spike?
Dr. Dekker used to put my checks on that thing. I guess someone thought they weren't getting value for money.
What do you mean someone wasn't getting value?
You'll have to.
Value for money?
I'm not broke. Men buy me drinks at bars, though. Sometimes I'll get away with not paying at restaurants. Isn't that how it is for everybody?
Shut up, Mariana. No, that's not how it is for everyone.
It's just good manners to accept when someone offers to buy you a drink. I'm a very good-natured girl.
But you don't drink.
You're not getting it.
Neither am I. She doesn't drink, but that doesn't matter to her. Do people often offer to buy you drinks?
Try again?
Do people buy you drinks?
I'm not broke. Men buy me drinks at bars, though. Sometimes I'll get away with not paying at restaurants. Isn't that how it...
Okay. You don't pay at restaurants?
I mainly like drive-thrus.
Me too.
I don't like crowds, and I find it difficult to stay in the same place for too long. I guess I'm a fidget.
What do you mean a fidget? What do you... Why don't you like crowds?
Crowds at nightclubs and bars are different. The lights are dim. You can slink around without attracting too much attention.
You like attention, though.
I don't know.
No. She does like attention. That's my professional diagnosis. She wants to be seen as a free spirit. She's a faux shapeshifter. We do have a shapeshifter. You weren't here last stream, but we do have a shapeshifter.
Dr. Dekker used to put my checks on that thing.
Checks. We spell it the American way, though. You pay with check?
I actually don't have a lot of money. Sometimes a therapy check would bounce, but Dr. Dekker would be okay with it. Oh, my checks are fine though, don't worry.
Why would he be fine with it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Crowds at nightclubs and bars are different. The lights are dim. You
Yeah.
can slink around without attracting too much attention.
I just worded it I worded it wrong. You don't like attracting attention. Oh,
You'll
fuck it. You don't like attracting attention?
Sometimes I'll kiss a guy in a club, and then he just follows me. Wherever I go. It's creepy. I don't want everyone seeing that.
You kiss random guys?
I'm not a siren, it's just how some guys are. I tried it with a woman too. She followed me. If a lot of people are watching, then it doesn't work.
You can make people follow you?
They follow me wherever I go. Anywhere. Where do you think they follow me, Doctor?
Do they follow you to the beach? To the beach?
I don't know about.
You wanna go to the beach? Beach. Nicki Minaj. Mariana wants me to guess where people follow her. What happens after they follow her? Where do they follow you? Wait, do they follow you to the club? Do they to the beach? Where? I don't know. Ask the bank if her checks are going through before you go further. That's a good idea. To the club? To the park?
You're not.
To the... Do they follow you? Do you take them to the beach?
I don't know.
And something beautiful. I don't remember. You take them to see something beautiful?
You've got a good memory, Doctor.
Okay. No, I don't.
Let's talk dreams. Sometimes I'll dream about a light. Deep in the ocean somewhere. I head towards it because it's warm and glowing like a beacon. And when I'm at the bottom, it's the most beautiful thing. Like a welcoming sun. Like I'm home. And then I wake up.
Do you take them to the light?
It's so beautiful. Calls me. It's like I'm in a trance. What does the dream mean, Doctor?
Mariana's dream could mean anything, a metaphor for her current issues, searching for something, or maybe she's making it up. What do you think it means?
Try again?
It means you are lonely.
I don't.
I don't know.
It's so beautiful. Calls me. They follow me wherever I go. Anywhere. Where do you think they follow me, Doctor?
Do they follow you to the light? You guys, feel free to help me out here, because I'm not sure. I don't know. Let's go somewhere else. Nathan. Hello again, Nathan.
I burned Hannah's rocking chair. The day moved forward. It was a good choice. I'm not sure I've got much left of hers now. I've burnt most of it, or given it away, just to make the days move forward. There was a moment when I was attacking a Salvation Army bin, but I gave in.
Why did you attack the Salvation Army bin?
I accidentally put Hannah's diary into a Salvation Army donation bin. They're like huge post boxes with a circular tray that makes sure things spill to the bottom. I tried to get in to get it back, but I gave up.
I thought you burned Hannah's diary.
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me. That she was going to break off the engagement. That she didn't love me anymore. I regretted it.
She didn't love you?
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore? And thanks for the dating advice, by the way.
Have you been on a date?
I signed up for a dating website. It's a bit easy, to be honest. If I message something they don't like, I change it when the day replays.
She's dead.
It's not very honest.
She's dead. I actually missed what he said.
I signed up for a dating website. It's a bit easy, to be honest. If I message something they don't like, I change it when the day replays. It's not very honest.
So his days loop, according to him, if you missed last episode, he groundhog days until something significant happens. You don't think it's honest?
If I'm being honest, I'd probably rather ask out one of the patients I've seen here. The friendly redhead with the accent.
I can't tell you who I see due to HIPAA laws. Did I spell HIPAA right? No, I didn't. HIPAA laws.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's alright. You mean Mariana.
I've got nothing to do.
Okay. Ask him if he follows the redhead with the accent. Do you follow anyone?
That doesn't...
No.
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me. That she was going to break off the engagement. That she didn't love me anymore. I regretted it.
Yeah. Why did you regret it?
I regretted that I mourned for Hannah so long. I regret the grief. I regret all the days I slept through because of it. Had I known she didn't love me anymore, things would have been different. I'm a bit angry now. If I had that day over again, I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
You're feeling angry.
I'm not trying to hide anything. I just don't know.
Have you seen the paper spike?
I remember the spike. It was very sharp. Dekker used to fool around with it during the sessions, but I mostly just kept my head down. Most of the time it paid not to look at what he was doing.
Why didn't you look at what he was doing?
You've asked me that already. No. Wait, maybe that was yesterday. I don't know, anyway.
I don't have any more dots, but I also don't have any...
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally...
No.
I regretted that I mourned for Hannah so long.
Alright, let's talk about Hannah. No, he doesn't want to talk about Hannah. Tell me more about Hannah. No.
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in.
That wasn't the one I wanted.
I read the last few
Yeah,
weeks of
I'm
Hannah's
sorry.
diary a while ago.
I apologize.
I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin.
No.
I regretted that I mourned for Hannah so long.
That's the one I wanted.
I regret the grief. I regret all the days I slept through because of it. Had I known she didn't love me anymore, things would have been different. I'm a bit angry now. If I had that day over again, I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
I don't know. Let's move on to someone else. Elin. Hello, Elin, you murderer.
I'm fine. Work's fine. Hilda's fading fast. Terry's... Terry. Oh, you'd be pleased to know I don't have the locket anymore. I gave it back. All of it. Every single keepsake.
Who did you give them to?
I don't know any...
Who did you give the keepsakes to?
You told me to. Well, not in so many words, but you said I shouldn't have kept them. And what with Terry going around telling everyone I stole them, I didn't feel like I really had any choice. The lockets, the watch, the ring. But I kept the little bird Sarah Dekker gave me. I wasn't supposed to mention her.
Sarah Dekker.
Dr. Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago.
She gave you a bird?
It was just a little china bird, sort of a yellowy blue pattern on it. I don't think it's worth anything.
How is Terry?
Terry seems to have backed down since I gave the keepsakes back. Actually, it doesn't seem like she's been very well. Not her usual self. Maybe she's got a bug or something.
You think she has a bug?
Is that really what you want to...
She hasn't been well.
Ask me something.
There's no stars by it, so I'm assuming. there's nothing to talk about with that. How is... What's her name? Gwenda? Gwyn?
That doesn't really matter. I'm fine.
Hilda. How is Hilda?
Hilda's nearing the end. She's been sleeping a lot, not eating much. She hasn't been that argumentative either. Although, she did give me a vicious scratch yesterday.
She scratched you?
It was nothing. I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know? I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight.
She's a shapeshifter.
She hasn't got much time left.
Theoretically, so she says. You were giving her medicine?
I've got her on a herbal compound.
Right.
And
Herbs.
John's wort for pain, ginkgo for bronchitis,
pronounced ginkgo, you weirdo.
valerian, borage. There's a few other things in there as well, but I won't bore you with the full ingredients.
You are going to change into her daughter?
That's the plan. I know, it sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow.
She a witch?
We could try shifting now.
No, not really.
Think of someone you really love. It might help if you close your eyes. Are you thinking of them? Can you picture them? Okay, hold on.
It's gonna be Jaya. Oh.
Sorry, I don't think it's gonna work. On the bright side, that probably means you're not gonna die anytime soon.
Let's watch that again.
That's the plan. I know, it sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow. We could try shifting now. Think of someone you really love. It might help if you close your eyes. Are you thinking of them? Can you picture them?
Let's try to see if we notice who she
Okay,
changes into.
hold on. Sorry, I don't think it's gonna work. On the bright side, that probably means you're not gonna die anytime soon.
It was different. It was you guys saw, right? She almost shifted the first time, but the second time, she didn't. It is kind of unbelievable.
It's tricky. I mean, I'll sound exactly like Hilda's daughter, but I try and keep it vague because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say. I say things like, it's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum, or I love you, Dad. But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them. I always do the Disney version. The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear. And maybe deep down they know it's not the truth, but it's got to be better than the reality.
Okay, we've got two stars, plus we have to ask about the spike. Have you seen the Peter spike?
It's true then. I'd heard Dr. Dekker was stabbed, but I didn't know for sure. It's weird that whoever did it would choose the paper spike.
What would you have chosen?
I feel like you're...
Why wouldn't they choose the spike?
I don't know.
Okay, hold on. Let's see this again.
It's true then. I'd heard Dr. Dekker was stabbed, but I didn't know for sure. It's weird that whoever
is it
did it
weird?
would choose the paper spike.
Why is it weird?
Dr. Dekker used to play with it in our sessions sometimes. You know, pick it up, handle it while we talked. I remember once, he pushed the spike through his skin. At this bit, here, between his thumb and his finger. He said he didn't think I'd mind the sight of blood, being a nurse and all that, but actually, there wasn't any.
There was no blood.
I was a bit freaked out. At first, I thought it was a trick. A magic trick, you know? Like some kind of therapeutic test. Show the patient this retractable spike and see how they react. But it wasn't. The spike was real.
How do you know it was real?
I don't know.
It wasn't a trick?
Sorry,
Gosh darn it. I hate
I was a
seeing
bit
it back and
freaked
forth,
out.
like
At first,
back to back.
I thought
you
it was
know?
a trick. A magic trick, you know? Like some kind of therapeutic test. Show the patient this retractable spike and see how they react. But it wasn't. The spike was real.
So I was on the right track, but the spike was real.
Dr. Dekker gave me the paper spike to try. It wasn't fake. It was pretty sharp, actually. I don't know how he did it. He said he just thought that it wouldn't hurt him, so it didn't.
Still got two stars here.
It's tricky. I mean, I'll sound exactly like Hilda's daughter, but I try and keep it vague because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say. I say things like, it's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum, or I love you, Dad. But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them. I always do the Disney version. The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear. And maybe deep down they know it's not the truth, but it's got to be better than the reality.
Truth. What is the truth?
Does it really matter if it isn't the truth? Isn't it worth it if it brings them peace? Tell me honestly, Doctor, do you really think that what I'm doing is wrong?
No, I don't think it's wrong. No, I don't think it's wrong.
Good, because I really feel this is something I have to do.
Oh, there's Elin done. Never talked to Bryce yet. Or Jaya, but we'll just start with Bryce. Hello, Bryce. Bryce gets an extra hour.
Hello,
night.
Doctor. I've been thinking about our last session, and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person. I know taking naked photographs is wrong, but you don't know what it's like until you face the same temptation. I'm assuming you don't know what it's like. Do you have an extra hour, Doctor?
No, I don't have an extra hour.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure, watching me and following me. I followed it too.
Where did you follow it?
Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it, I follow it past temptations. A bar brawl, an open till, an open bedroom window. Like it's testing me.
Testing you?
I think that I'm becoming a good person, Doctor. I'm ashamed of some of the things I've done, but I'm getting better. The hooded figure, it's testing my morals. Judging me. For what? I don't know.
Probably because you're a freak.
Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it past temptations. A bar brawl, an open till, an open bedroom window.
So ask him about the
like
temptations.
it's testing me.
Tell me about the bar brawl.
I split the brawl up.
Tell me about the open cash register.
Don't know.
Tell me about the open till, I guess.
I did nothing. I'm not stealing anymore.
Tell me about the open bedroom window.
I looked in. Watching other people is somehow built into our genes, Doctor. There was an old woman in bed. I went inside. Her bed covers were smoking. I think she'd fallen asleep holding a cigarette. I took the covers and put them in the bath. She'd have died otherwise. And no, I didn't take any pictures.
Why do you say thank God?
I don't know.
This is a short one.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure.
Can you describe this hooded figure?
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves. Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
What about Dr. Dekker?
I spied on Dr. Dekker not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
Did you see a woman?
I don't know what.
What did you see in the basement?
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time.
I'm mad.
I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
What did you do to the girl?
In simple terms,
What did you do in the basement? What did you do?
is that supposed to...
Help me out here, because I know he freed her. Did you free her?
No. You... I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
Okay. Can you describe this girl?
That means nothing to me. Yes, Vienna.
was the girl?
No,
She was chained?
I've nothing interesting to say.
Oh my god. The girl was chained up.
I removed the chains,
Thank you.
dressed her, and sat her in the police station. There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her. I'm not evil. I destroyed evil.
What do you mean destroyed?
Is that supposed to mean?
You destroyed evil?
I believe that Dr. Dekker was a truly evil man, and so should you. I know you record these sessions, Doctor. I'm not going to be filmed saying I wanted him dead. But I did, and so should you. And Doctor, if I wanted to kill anyone, I'd do it in the midnight hour, wouldn't I? And when was Dekker murdered?
Dekker was murdered near 11. Before midnight.
In simple terms,
He was murdered before midnight.
that means nothing to...
Okay, whatever. Bryce says he took the girl to Decker's basement at a police station. Who knows Iris? Iris. Clara knows Iris. Do you know Bryce?
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
So Bryce works as a gravedigger, so she paid Bryce to smuggle the body. Go back to Bryce. Do you know Claire?
I've nothing interesting to say about...
Do you know Iris?
The girl who was chained in the basement. Her name is Iris. How do you know that? Not that it means anything. She wouldn't remember me anyway. Time was frozen.
Iris was Claire's husband's girlfriend.
I had no idea there was a connection between those two. Wow. Behind closed doors, eh?
That was a good one. Claire says you smuggle bodies.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Doctor. I saw Claire Castleford's husband in the coffin myself before carrying him to the grave. He is in the ground. I'm sure it wouldn't take much for the police to get an order to have him exhumed. Just make sure it's done on Tuesday morning when I'm off.
I should tell Claire Bryce says her husband's in the ground. Bryce says your husband is in the ground.
Well, that's what he would say, isn't it?
Why would he say that?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Okay. This seems like a dead end. Did Claire pay you?
No.
No. Talk to Jaya. Hello, Jaya.
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
what should I say? Help me out here, guys. How are you feeling? No, I won't be visiting Mariana.
No.
Huh.
I'm fine.
Yes, feeling grief. Are you still feeling grief?
Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped. And you're going to ask me how I feel today?
Yes, I did. How are you feeling today? Sorry, I've not been paying attention. I was sleepy. It's alright.
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits?
Okay, yes. I got you. Dr. Dekker did home visits.
I think you'll find there's more than one question there.
He did home visits?
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
Why do you need me here?
That's a strange question.
You emailed me Mariana's address?
Doctor, if you don't want it, don't text me and ask for it. It's all right. I don't mind doing menial tasks for you. Someone has to do them.
I didn't text you.
Well, maybe someone sneaked your phone during a session and texted. I know they all look innocent, but if it's not nailed down, there's a good chance they'll walk away with it. You know, I used to have an iPad and a Surface.
Huh. She's screwing with me? I don't know. Jaya's my assistant.
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I
tried to ask this. Where you can see me?
Checks and balances, Doctor. Somebody needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak. Make sure you're helping, not hindering.
How would I be hindering?
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
Her glasses are coming on and off. Am I helping?
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the...
Lose sight. How did he lose sight?
I think he was so overwhelmed by the patients he was getting. His curiosity just got the better of him. There was a definite turning point.
What was the turning point?
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much for him. I think I misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better.
What do you think of Professor Alderby?
Have you been taking notes in our session?
Professor Warwick. Hello. Hello.
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist. Where's Dr. Dekker?
it like glitched out there for a second. Dr. Dekker has been murdered.
Is he really? Actually dead? Not a worthy adversary after all, then.
Adversary?
Dr. Dekker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories.
What theories do you have?
Do you really want to know? Dekker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics. As if it's something that you can optionally believe in. Well, it started with an experiment.
What experiment?
Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
No, I haven't heard of quantum suicide.
Quantum suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Alternate universes. Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive. Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something different.
This guy is mad, yeah.
Quantum suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Alternate universes. Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive. Now imagine
Quantum, I've heard of that,
if I could
quantum
actually
immortality.
choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something.
Something different. To something different?
Gambling. I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability. But then, I changed a parameter.
What parameter?
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped the stakes. Now, every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked. For a while.
For a while?
Dr. Dekker killed it, and I can't get it back.
He killed it?
Are you sure that question's for me?
What did he kill? What did he kill?
I'm...
How did he kill it?
I don't...
You can't get what back?
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox.
Hangman's paradox says if someone's condemned to death, but they don't know, they can't know when they're going to be killed. So they can't be killed on any day of the week because logically, you can't be killed on any day. Ask this dude about contradiction. Were you in contradiction?
What? I think you're confusing me with someone else.
It came up though, so that wasn't a random line, you know. Did you look that one up? That's funny. What was I gonna ask him?
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win.
Oh yeah, Hangman's Paradox. You gotta admit you did. Yeah, that's fine. I like those little Easter eggs. I don't mind if you show me those Easter eggs, as long as it's not like a spoiler.
Well, imagine a judge sentences you to death. Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week, but it will be a surprise. Well, which day do you think you'll be executed?
Neither, because he can't execute me on Monday. He can't execute me on Tuesday, because if he didn't execute me on Monday, then it'll have to be Tuesday, and therefore not a surprise. Therefore, it'll have to be on Monday. But then I know for a fact that it can't be Monday because it's not a surprise. And then you get killed on Monday anyway because, oh shit, even though I logically figured it out, still surprised. Did his character in Contradiction like liquor? Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Neither day?
No,
I would be executed on neither day.
Nope.
I wouldn't be executed.
Do you know, you remind me of Dr. Dekker. He always used to ask...
Would I be executed on Monday?
Well, Monday does seem likely, yes. Because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then Tuesday won't be a surprise. But if you're sure that it's Monday, then that won't be a surprise either, will it? Dekker tricked me.
How did he trick you?
He told me that sometime in the future I would lose a bet. That I would lose all of my money. Now, this didn't seem likely because I had quantum gambling on my side and it was working. But he unnerved me. He made me doubt myself. And then it happened. Recently, I lost everything that I'd managed to build up since Vanessa left me.
Who is Vanessa?
We were married for 14 years, 7 months, and 3 days. Vanessa couldn't have children. At least that's what she told me. She grounded me in reality. I'm not complaining. It's probably what I needed. But part of me always thought that one day I'd achieve immortality through science and we'd be... It wasn't to be, though.
Why did you need grounded?
Maybe if you asked me that...
Why wasn't it to be? I don't know. He's got a lot of stuff.
We were married for 14 years, 7 months, and 3 days. Vanessa...
Did you want children?
Well, yes, it bothered me, especially now that I find out that she's pregnant. Oh, no, it wasn't a rocket scientist that was required, but a brain surgeon, it seems. I have considered putting that neurosurgeon onto his darkest timeline. But I'm not a killer, it would seem.
It would seem?
No.
Yeah, there's no stars there, so I don't think there's anything to follow up on.
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox.
Dr. Dekker didn't want you being rich and powerful?
Honestly? Well, I think he feared quantum physics. He didn't like things being explained in terms of science, almost as if he'd have preferred chaos.
Chaos? Order?
Perhaps as...
No. Okay.
Gambling. I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability, but then I changed a parameter.
You were gambling.
Why not gambling? My wife Vanessa left me for a neurosurgeon. She emptied our entire combined wealth into her barrister's wallet. I needed more money. Physics provided me with a solution.
Have you seen the paper spike? Okay. I don't know if I have anything else for her. Let's go to Mariana. I want to ask her about Shapeshifting Detective. Shapeshifting Detective? No. I think she was in Shapeshifting Detective, but... Or she was in... Was there another one that I played on stream? Shapeshifting Detective and... maybe I played a different one. I don't remember. Maybe I didn't. Did Dr. Dekker visit you at home?
Can you repeat that?
Were you ever visited at home?
Try again.
Did Dr. Dekker ever visit you?
Are we still talking about him? And I thought you were just interested in me, Doctor.
I hate you, Mariana. I am interested in you. Do you want me to be interested?
I don't... Are we still talking about him? And I thought you were just interested in me, Doctor.
Yes, we are still talking about him.
I don't know.
Home visits?
Dr. Dekker suggested home visits.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was probably checking up on his investment. You're not thinking of doing home visits, are you, Doctor?
No, I am not thinking about doing home visits.
That's good. I'm not sure I can afford any more of your time.
What was his investment?
Aren't we all your investments, Doctor? All the time, all the energy you've invested in us? Seeing how we're doing, making sure we're growing correctly?
Growing correctly?
He called it aversion therapy. Whenever I felt the urge to go to the sea, he would do something
To the moon, murder woman.
unpleasant.
What would he do?
I don't know.
Something unpleasant?
I don't know what you'd call it, but it was unpleasant for me.
Well,
Yes, I suppose I follow that glow like people follow me. I still don't know what it means, though.
what happens after people follow you?
It depends where they follow me. If they follow me home, they bang on the door for an hour or so, then leave. Other places, they just disappear. I don't see them again.
To the cornfield. You disappear.
They don't just disappear into thin air. I think they return to the place I found them. But I've not run into the same person twice.
Is it Dark Days with Poe and Monroe? I also bought that game, which I was thinking about playing it after this one.
Don't you think I'm sweet, Doctor?
No, I don't think you're sweet. I think you have malicious intent.
Okay, then. Yes. They follow me home.
Wow, what a typecasting.
They're
She was Violet in
silent.
Shapeshifting Detective. I thought so.
It's like a trance.
A trance?
They're in some kind of trance, like zombies. But I don't know what they want.
Did Dr. Dekker ever follow you?
There was one guy, a real gym buddy. I let him into the bedroom, but nothing. Nothing I did would stop him just staring at me. It was creepy. I got him to follow me outside, and then I just shut the door.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Nathan. What could I possibly talk to you about? I don't even know. Let's get a hint. Is there anything else you want to tell me about Dr. Dekker?
I've told you all I know about Dr. Dekker. He started out good, then turned a bit crazy towards the end. When you start giving people more problems as a therapist, that's a bit crazy.
He gave you more problems?
I started out with depression. Now I seem to repeat days. Even if you don't believe the repeat days, then I clearly have extra mental health problems that he's given me.
How did he go crazy taxi?
I think that he possibly cursed other people, a bit like he cursed me. Sometimes you could see he was bursting to tell me about it, but he couldn't. He was ecstatic with power.
What did he want to tell you?
That's not really relevant.
What kind of power?
No, I don't.
Do you still think he cursed you?
The curse. Or remembered. I was hoping you'd forget. It's going to sound crazy. Dr. Dekker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief. And so from this point on, I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it. I believed him.
Have you moved on?
No, sorry. The curse. Or remembered. I was hoping you'd forget. It's going to sound crazy. Dr. Dekker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief. And so from this point on, I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it. I believed him.
Believed him. Are you feeling grief?
Like I said, it takes something like a tragic event to move my day forward. I do more and more bizarre things to try and get things moving. It's a curse, like I said.
Gosh darn it. What did he say that I was trying to remember? You believed him.
I didn't want to believe him. I remember I said, you can't just say things and they happen. He laughed and laughed. I think he was going mad.
Ha 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 ha.
He said he'd give me a demonstration.
A demonstration?
He held his hand outstretched and told me to look at the flame. There was no flame, and then there was. He was holding a flame in his hand that had come out of nowhere.
It was made an after.
And he tried to hypnotize me to make me forget it.
But you didn't forget it.
He'd become bored of me, so I got much of my insight from calls or messages he'd take during our sessions. I think because he hypnotized me, he didn't want to play with me anymore, so I got basic therapist.
He hypnotized you.
I didn't forget seeing the flame. He wanted me to forget it all, but I didn't. For whatever reason, he couldn't undo what he'd done. I was scared. I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
But it didn't work.
I don't know anything.
You pretended?
I was scared what Dr. Dekker would do to me if he found out I still knew. So I had to play along. Keep coming to the sessions. Pretend I hadn't seen what he'd done. It was awful, because I was suffering through the same days over and over again. But I couldn't talk to him about it, because he'd know.
You were scared. No.
He'd become bored of me, so I got much of my insight from calls or messages he'd take during our sessions. I think because he hypnotized me, he didn't want to play with me anymore, so I got basic therapist.
Basic therapist?
He told me lots of people get depression, to become more active, see more people. And although he wouldn't always be there to listen, Jaya would be.
Oh, you talked with Jaya.
Yeah, I talked to her quite a lot. I'm not sure how many days of that she'd remember. She seemed to care, which is more I can say for Dekker.
Did you talk with Nathan?
He talked to me a bit. It's been bothering me, but I think I should share it. My keycard went missing on Valentine's Day and Nathan had it. Well, he gave it back to me in the morning, said he'd found it on the floor of the office, but I don't drop things, Doctor, not keycards. I checked the access log and it was used at 10:05 on Valentine's night. I guess it doesn't prove he used it, but somebody did.
Huh. Did you have a key card?
Yeah, I found it on the floor of the office. Dr. Dekker suggested I search for treasure that was in front of me. I didn't know what it was when I picked it up. I just put it in my pocket. It was only later that I realised. This looks bad, doesn't it? It wasn't used to gain entry on Valentine's Day, was it?
Yes, it was used.
That doesn't mean...
Yes, it was used on Valentine's Day.
Sorry. It wasn't me. I didn't come here. I keep saying. I had that call, but I don't remember after that. Are there security cameras? They'd prove it. I suppose you would be asking if there were.
What call did you have?
No.
What call? I asked this the other day.
When you live life as I do, you don't really know what has happened and what hasn't anymore. Sometimes I do things and I repeat the day so they're undone. I've done some things I'm not proud of, but none of it usually sticks.
What have you done?
You've asked me that already. No.
What aren't you proud of?
Dekker was a dangerous person. I'm glad he's dead. You'll get no glowing references from me.
Claire. Jaya says Nathan found a key card on Valentine's Day. I should ask Nathan about the key card. I already did that. Claire. Let's get a hint for Claire. Or did you talk to the little girl?
I didn't speak to her this time. Something about her made me feel uneasy. I just watched her from the bedroom window. She'd caught a fish. She was holding it in her hands.
What made you feel uneasy?
Try asking me something.
I still don't know. Hint. Oh, I still haven't gone through everything of the arrest report. Dead man.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
How do you know he is alive?
You tell me.
That was actually a real thing.
You tell me. What could possibly explain that?
Maybe you are hallucinating.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
There was a funeral.
He's buried at Henley Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone. One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget her face. You should ask him.
I did. Okay, that's it. Bryce. What's up, Bryce? Bryce and Jaya, that's it for this round. What's up?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't.
Dr. Dekker frequently used that paper spike on his desk as an example. I'm sure he did it with the other patients too. He'd make me look at it, touch the point to see how sharp it was. He'd tell me that because I think it's sharp, it will hurt me. But if I thought it was nothing, it could pass right through my hand.
Can you ask your assistant to stop playing the synthesizer? Yeah, that's really annoying. Did it pass through your hand?
In the last couple of sessions I had with him, he put the spike through his hand. He'd be grinning at me while he was doing it. No blood, no nothing. He tried to make me do the same, but I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Don't know.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know what you're... I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer.
I don't know.
There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
Why would the military follow you?
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else. Would you do something for me if they get me?
What do you want me to do for you?
No.
Yes, I will do something for you.
Would you tell Jessica I love her? She didn't really know me that well, but I did love her. And also, there's a hard drive in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Please destroy it. Please, don't look at it.
What's on the hard drive?
There's a hard drive with all the pictures I've ever taken on it. The one in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Don't let Jessica see it.
Who is Jessica?
Jessica is a beautiful woman. I've not spied on her since the incident we talked about. I have real feelings for her, Doctor. We've never connected.
He's buried at Hanley Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone. One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget her face.
He was a... Nope. Talk to Claire. He was a pallbearer.
Bryce was a pallbearer for David. He's also a grave digger, I believe.
Okay. Jaya. Let me ask her about the paper spike.
It's in that police report that I gave to you. You should really take a look at it.
No first name. Title Doctor, first name blank. Dekker. What was Dr. Dekker's first name?
That's not something I know about.
First name?
You're overthinking.
Huh. Give me another hint. Tell me more about Dr. Dekker.
Some mornings I come into work and still expect him to be here. Sometimes it feels like he actually is here, watching over me. We had a connection. It's gone now, though. You can't have a connection with the dead, can you? Not for too long, anyway.
What was your connection?
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around.
Mariana was competition?
Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
Stronger? Does she approve of the doctor? It seems like it, yeah.
Dr. Dekker and I shared some philosophy. We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
No, I haven't read it.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
Are you into psychology?
Yes, psychology. I think you'll find it's relevant, Doctor.
She has a nice smile. Do you believe in telekinesis? Telekinesis?
I don't know everything. I know most things, but not everything.
Telekinesis.
I don't know. In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the
Psychokinesis. Psychokinesis?
I don't.
Everyone is capable.
No,
Okay, excellent.
no, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
Who had been sending them?
It's entirely possible that someone is targeting this practice with psychokinetic patients. To what end, I don't know. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are diagnosed as insane, or at least temporarily insane. It's a handy diagnosis if you're facing criminal prosecution, especially if it's for murder. In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
There's 2 stars on that, but I've asked everything about that.
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around.
Where were you on Valentine's Day?
I was at home on my lonesome, Doctor, like I said before.
What is psychokinesis?
Nope.
What is psychokinesis? Did I misspell it? I don't think I did. No, I did. That should be an I.
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas. Shoot me, I'm a Kojak fan.
Kojak.
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
Telly Savalas, is he like an actor or something?
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away?
Take them away?
That's what I'd try to do.
Still missing something. What about Ben?
I think that's all settled now. We are agreeing to pay Ben £5,000 and he's agreeing not to say anything about what he saw.
Ben was the cleaner. What did Ben see?
He thought he saw a creature coming out of Dr. Dekker's mouth. Well, at least that's the reason he's given for not emptying the bins that night. Either way, it's not the kind of publicity that we need. Shiny, happy, sane people.
I love that song. Shiny, happy people laughing.
I haven't mentioned it to the police yet. I'm still thinking about it. Oops, that was a strange thing to say, wasn't it?
I'm just going through the list of
Am
some
I
of the
all
things
whips
that I
and
might have
chains
missed
in the
now.
bedroom or dominant in the boardroom? Don't answer that, it's not a question. It's early days for a harassment suit yet, what with Ben's nervous shock already.
What joke? I missed it.
Honestly, I think Dr. Dekker had a bit of a crush on Mariana, or vice versa. I'm not really sure. There's some footage from their home sessions if you want to see them.
Yes, I did too. Yes, I want to see that footage.
That was a joke, Doctor. I guess we found our level.
You dick.
Dr. Dekker did send me to see his mother once.
Oh, yeah.
She was dying in a nursing home and he didn't want to see her. I remember him calling her a manipulative, evil old hag.
Mothers, am I
Didn't
right?
ask any more questions after that.
Professor Warwick, what do you got to say?
I was at a fundraiser for a charity called Mindstretch Outreach. Don't know how I got roped into that, I can't remember. But it was full of very clever children with bizarre outlooks on life. And Jaya. It was Jaya who asked me to go.
Bizarre. Outlooks. Did I spell that right?
Are you It's full of poor kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and they loved it. Not sure it'll put dinner on the table for any of them, though. Oh, she's Dr. Dekker's lovely assistant. I imagine she's your lovely assistant now. Yeah, she always smiles and makes me a cup of tea before a session. That smile.
See, I told you she had a nice smile.
Which reminds me, my session. Can we talk about my problem now?
Oh, you actually came here for a reason. What is your problem?
I'm not a gambler, Doctor. I'm a scientist. I need more money. It's true I've run out of money for my research. An opportunity has arisen.
What opportunity?
A very wealthy group of individuals have offered to pay me a very large sum of money if I attend their next private soiree. They don't want a talk or anything like that. They want a practical demonstration.
A demonstration of what?
They'll pay me £1 million if I can successfully survive 6 rounds of Russian roulette. Now, I am worried because of what Dr. Dekker said, but, well, I can't help but thinking that the stakes are so high I can't possibly lose. What do you think, Doctor? Should I take them up on their offer?
No, I don't think you should.
Do you know, you remind me of Dr. Dekker.
No, I don't think you should take them up on their offer.
No. No, I suppose you're right. In a darker timeline, you probably said yes and I'm dead now. I earn good money where I work. How do I stop losing it?
Have you tried not gambling? Stop gambling, yeah.
I take your point. But I suppose to decide whether to continue gambling or to stop gambling is a gamble within itself, isn't it? Well, my time is up. Will we be having another session or... No, don't answer that. It'll turn you into a gambler like me. Infectious, isn't it?
Oh. There he goes. Bryce. Why did you say aft port side?
I find using
Yeah.
nautical terms to describe the position of pallbearers fitting. Plus, most of them are 3 sheets to the wind. You know, drunk.
They are drunk.
Is that supposed to mean?
Do you drink?
No. I put my hand through a rusty nail at work today. It hurt like hell and bled like I'd been shot. I closed my eyes and thought, this isn't happening. The nail is just a worm and it will wriggle through me. When I looked back, can you guess what I saw?
A rusty nail.
When I looked back at my hand, it was healed. Look, see?
Now he's looking at his hand.
My hand had healed. The nail had become a worm and was wriggling in my palm. It was like a little miracle. Like magic.
A miracle?
I shouldn't really say miracle or magic. They're words that Dr. Dekker used when he tried to get you to think things and make them real. But do you think it's real, Doctor? That magic is real?
No, I don't think magic is real.
Then so it isn't. I envy you, Doctor. I wish I could be so sure. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. It's nice you think I'm capable of such basic interaction with females.
Incel alert,
But
incel
I'm
alert.
still in awe of her, really. I will think about it, though.
Claire, what do you got for me?
It makes for interesting reading, doesn't it? I can tell you're dying to ask me about it. Fire away.
I'm pretty sure I asked everything I wanted to know.
I wasn't close enough to see, but for all intents and purposes, it looked as if the fish bit her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
Is that like a nursery rhyme?
How astute, Doctor. Yes, I did say I hadn't seen Dr. Dekker outside of our sessions. That wasn't a lie. Our trip to the lake house was made during a session. Since I brought him back, I felt that there was something different about him, something not quite right. I think it's his brain. But how ludicrous that you can bring someone back in the first place. It's like that book, Pet Cemetery. Funnily enough, he does smell of earth, but that's because he spends most of his time out hunting. I assure you, David is not a ghost. I've touched him.
Okay. Elin. Do what?
You know the answer to that, Doctor. What have we been talking about?
Yeah, that's why I didn't
What can
ask
I
it.
do for Hilda that will make it all better?
Shapeshift?
As far as I know, it only works on people who are close to death.
What
That's
the fuck
whole
did I
point
miss?
of it.
I don't know why are you
I
saying
have to hold
that?
their hand, and they have to think of the person, and they have to be near death. And those seem to be the 3 criteria. It just makes things complicated, doesn't it? I knew Dr. Dekker's mother before I started seeing Dr. Dekker. She's dead, and now he's dead. I'm sure you're gonna have a field day with it. Yeah, that's the reason I came to see him. I knew she was dying, but he refused to talk to me unless I booked a session, so I did. And well, here we are.
Yeah, but why did you say, what the fuck did I miss? Like, what was there something weird going on? I don't remember.
I told Dr. Dekker that his mum was dying, that he should see her before it's too late. But he wasn't interested.
Narrate your questions,
It wasn't
please.
like he hated her.
Sure. Sorry
It was
about
just
that.
like, it wasn't important. He asked me to take care of it for him. He did send his assistant along to see her once. Sorry, your assistant.
What did Dr. Dekker mean by take care
It
of
was about the 2nd, 3rd session we had. He said he could tell that I was a good person, that I wanted to help people, and that I should think really hard about how I could do that. That's how I discovered shifting.
Nah, I just wanted to know if something major happened in the last 20 to 30 minutes. I mean, it's been a lot of little things. It'd be hard for me to say in particular. Was it Dr. Dekker's idea for you to shift?
All Dr. Dekker did was encourage me to think. But the shifting, that's all me. And my mum's a psychic, and my sister's an empath, but I was just ordinary. I always felt like I wasn't special, like I was missing out. But I wasn't. I just hadn't discovered what I could do yet. Sarah Dekker was one of the first ones I tried shifting for.
Who did you shift into for Sarah?
I didn't really know what I was doing that first time. I mean, I didn't actually expect anything to happen. I just thought, what would really help this woman? I thought maybe she would just imagine that he was there. But it actually happened. I changed into him, Dr. Dekker. It blew my mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's an empath? What's an empath?
To tell you the truth, I don't really know what an empath is. I should probably Google it sometime.
What is psychic?
My mum's got these spirit guides and they tell her things. Mostly about my love life, it would seem.
Your love life?
I feel like you're...
Mariana. Ethan. I think I'm done. I got no more arrows. No one's green though. But... oh, we'll go on.
You can stop looking at me like that. You've made me do this. And don't try and escape. You're all tied up. Now tell me the truth. Is this a dream?
No, this isn't a dream.
That's the wrong answer, Doctor. This is most definitely a dream. Now, tell me, Do you believe that people can have kinetic powers?
No, I don't believe in it.
Give me your answer.
No, I don't believe people can have kinetic powers.
I think you like it when I hurt you, Doctor. That's a worrying sign. People obviously have kinetic powers. That's how I'm here, testing you. Now, how do we treat people with kinetic powers? Do we encourage them or do we discourage them?
Discourage them?
Very good, Doctor. That's the right answer. Remember it, or there will be consequences. Now, since I'm here, let's have a little bit of fun. Shall we, Doctor?
Who are you? Where am I? Help me. Okay.
There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
It was Iris.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind.
I'm not broke.
It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are
Grateful if you could see your way to declaring me
insane, or at least
temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Huh. Act 4. Dreams.
Morning, Doctor. You're looking a bit unwell. Are they getting you all wound up? Well, have a look at this. I found it in Dropbox. Apparently, Dr. Dekker lent Mariana some money. Sounds dodgy, doesn't it? I also got the toxicology report back from Officer Yates, and shocker, Dr. Dekker had... Sorry, you just have to read it. I should have spoiler alert tattooed on my forehead. And can we not do the grief counselling thing today? I'm all sorts of behind on work and I'm getting more stressed out watching it all pile up. If you need anything though, I'm here.
Yeah, you know what? I am. I do. I wanna. Who are you?
It must be frustrating, always asking and getting nowhere. Are you frustrated, Doctor?
No, I'm not frustrated.
Okay, just checking.
Jaya, you joke. Jaya thinks I should tell all the patients I can stop their problems. Perhaps I should avoid her till later. Okay. Mariana. Who's Glenn and Scarlet? Glenn. I don't know who that is. Scarlet. I don't know who that is. Probably wrap it up here soon. I am interested in going for a little bit longer though. How are you, Mariana?
I feel thirsty, Doctor. And hot. Do you have any water?
Yes, here is some water.
I've been drinking a lot of water recently. I didn't go to the beach. I didn't go to the sea. I said I would, but I didn't. I've been feeling this way for a while. It's like it's getting worse because I didn't go to the sea. It's like I'm having...
Like you are having what?
I know nothing.
Like what?
That's...
Having...
I don't know.
What is it like?
Nope. I've been drinking a lot of water recently. I didn't go to the beach. I didn't go to the sea. I said I would, but I didn't. I've been feeling this way for a while. It's like it's getting worse because I didn't go to the sea. It's like I'm having...
It's getting worse.
I don't feel well. I feel sick most of the time, dizzy, thirsty. I got a head fog like you wouldn't believe. My doctor, Dr. Rose, sent me for blood tests.
You got blood tests? I said testes accidentally.
Dr. Rose thinks maybe I have a vitamin deficiency. I can tell she has no idea. She smiles, but she hasn't got any answers. I think I probably need to go back to the beach. The sea, doctor. It's calling me.
It's calling me?
This sounds crazy, but I can hear the sea. It's like an alarm going off in my head. Do you know where the sea is? From here? It's over there. Wherever I am, I know exactly where the sea is. It's like a compass.
Dude, I fucking love Death Stranding. I thought it was a great game. Compass? Yeah, I think it didn't deserve a lot of the bad rap that it got. What a shitty superpower? Yeah.
I know where the sea is. Wherever I am. I'm an Aquarius. Maybe this is a water bearer thing.
I know where the true North Pole is. That's what she's talking about, yeah? With the returning to the beach? Oh, yeah, she's at Death Stranding.
This sounds crazy.
Stranding, yeah.
But I can hear the sea. It's like...
It's like an alarm.
I hear a sound like singing, calling me. It gets stronger when I face it, when I move towards it. That's how I know where the sea is. But when I don't go to the sea, I feel like the sound gets louder all the time. I'm having trouble sleeping. Perhaps I need sleeping tablets after all.
Sleeping tablets?
What's temazepam? Why are you asking?
Were you prescribed anything?
Why are you asking?
Temazepam?
What's temazepam? Why are you asking?
Temazepam. Were you given temazepam?
I don't take sleeping pills. Never have done. When you suffer blackouts already, you don't really get offered anything like that.
Okay. Have you blacked out recently?
No.
Are you still blacking out?
Ask me something.
Have you danced?
No. There's been no dancing. I haven't been feeling that well, Doctor.
Have you drank?
That doesn't mean...
Okay. Nathan. Hello again. Again. Nathan.
I'm feeling good. I ran into one of your other patients, Mariana. She's beautiful. I think we might go on a date.
I doubt it, buddy. Yeah, right. Mariana is way out of your league.
I can't really explain it, but she seems like such a friendly person. I think the police are barking up the wrong tree.
She's a nudist, Nathan. You can't trust those sorts of people. He doesn't know. What do you mean, the police?
I think I've probably said too much. It's probably not the same girl anyway.
The same girl as what?
Read the papers, Doctor.
I don't
but
read the
people at
liberal
work
media.
Talk about it. Missing people, dead bodies. The police are looking for a redhead, apparently.
What the fuck? That worked? The police after you.
Don't know.
Have you talked to the police?
Nope.
The police?
Don't know.
Okay. This nudist is giving me hella murderer vibes, but so does the guy. I mean, they're all supposed to give you murderer vibes, I think. Are you still looping?
Nope.
Have you looped?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you still have that pill?
I don't know anything.
Okay. Well, you're no help, and I don't know what to ask you, so... Elin! How are you, Elin?
Hilda died last night. I was there. Well, I was there as her daughter. It was nice. She had a good death. She got to say what she wanted to say.
What did she want to say?
Doctor, I'm not sure I should be answering questions like that.
Did you kill Hilda?
Hilda was Hilda to the end. I was the doting daughter. Don't worry, everything's going to be okay. I love you, Mum. Then Hilda, with almost her last breath, looks me straight in the eye and says, "Don't let them take Amelia."
Who is Amelia?
Amelia's Hilda's doll. She used to have about 9 or 10 of them, all glassy-eyed and creepy looking with frilly dresses and curls. All over her room they were. In the end, we had to get rid of them. They weren't very hygienic. But we let her keep one, and that was Amelia.
Who's her coworker? Tita or Tia or Tony?
I don't know anything.
How is your coworker?
I don't really know anything.
Tommy. Trisha.
I'm not really helping, am I? Amelia's Hilda's doll. She used to have about 9 or 10 of them, all glassy-eyed and creepy looking with frilly dresses and curls. All over her room they were. In the end, we had to get rid of them. They weren't very hygienic. But we let her keep one, and that was Amelia.
No clues on that one. Why weren't they hygienic?
Sorry.
Okay. I don't know what to ask these people. I hate you, Claire.
No, sorry. Did I give you the photo? I can't remember. Oh, yes, here.
Oh, I
From
have
a few
evidence.
weeks ago.
I forgot. I have
As you can see,
evidence.
Doctor, he looks perfectly normal.
Okay. He was positive for ethanol, so it means he was drinking. Oh, he mixed alcohol and benzos. He didn't smoke weed. What a fucking loser. Doting daughter rearranged spells doing slaughter. No, it doesn't. There's no S. You smoke?
I don't.
You don't know if you smoke, alright. Loan agreement, £15,000, small loan of $1 million, 0% interest, 36 months. By signing this agreement, the borrower agrees to accept the sum of the loan amount and to repay the loan amount in full with the terms stated. The sum of the loan will be transferred by the lender into the account designated by the borrower within 14 days of the signing of the agreement. It is agreed that the loan shall attract no interest, and in lieu of accruing interest, the lender has agreed to the payment of the arrangement fee, which is due before the transfer of the loan. The arrangement fee was only $1. The lender also agrees to consider the loan repaid in full should they die or become subject to any power of attorney agreement, as long as this event occurs within the term of the agreement. Mariana, you bad boy. Jeez, John, you caught me. I feel so dumb. Don't feel dumb. Did you borrow money from Dr. Dekker?
He lent me some money to start my business. It was a proper agreement. I remember signing things. He thought that a distraction would do me good. I don't think he expected me to trawl the beach for treasure and sell it online.
What was your business?
I'm sure you've asked me this before.
Yeah.
I sell necklaces made from things I found on the beach.
The loan expires in the event of Dr. Dekker's death.
He wanted a clause in our loan agreement that said I didn't have to pay him in the event that he died. He wasn't expecting to die, he was just concerned my anxiety would get worse, wondering what it would mean if he did.
Did you... Don't sit on my couch like that, first off. You're gonna put footprints on the wall, then I have to move the couch to wash the wall. Don't do that. So every time I move the couch, it scratches the floor. Then I have to buff out the floor. Alright?
That's not...
How much did you repay?
That doesn't mean anything.
Did you repay the loan?
He lent me some money to start my business. It was a proper agreement. I remember signing things. He thought that a distraction would do me good. I don't think he expected me to trawl the beach for treasure and sell it online.
What did you need a distraction from?
Dr. Dekker thought I had too much time on my hands, so a distraction would do me good. He lent me $15,000, all in all.
Did you repay him?
No.
Do you know what a benzo is?
I don't know.
Benzodiazepine. Do you know what benzodiazepine? Do you know what benzodiazepine is?
Why are you asking me that?
Claire, I already talked to Claire. Bryce. Hello, Bryce.
I'm fine. I'm worried. My pursuer in the hour, he's definitely military. I've developed a new skill to deal with him.
Rude question? I don't know if it's a rude question. What is your new skill?
Last night, I saw him draw something from his jacket. He was approaching me, grinning. I had nowhere to go. So I closed my eyes and imagined. Well, I imagined being back home. And when I opened them again, I'd teleported.
You can teleport now?
I don't understand.
You teleported?
I was as surprised as you are.
Whatever.
I just imagined I was somewhere else, and there I was. Perhaps Dr. Dekker was right. Think of something, and it becomes real, if you believe in it. But I'll only do it wisely. Imagine the mistakes you might make.
You're like, end up in a
Don't
wall.
want to become one with the igneous layer too soon.
Hello.
Scarlett. I haven't been in since he died. Since Dr. Dekker died.
How can I help you?
I don't have anything.
Did you know Dr. Dekker well?
He was a complicated man, as I suppose most people are. His external persona didn't match what he dreamed about.
What did he dream about?
His dreams were amazing, filled with a spectrum of colours and creatures. It was like Narnia for grown-ups. That was in the beginning.
In the beginning, there was nothing. Then God said, "Let there be light."
Chaotic, dark. Like an earthquake, everything you stood on shifted into something else. I think he was fighting with something internally. And it was winning.
It was winning?
I don't know. It's a turn of phrase. Inner demons? Insanity? I don't know. I can visit dreams, but I can't force the dreamer to interact with me.
You can visit dreams?
His dreams were amazing. Filled with a spectrum of colours and creatures.
Creatures. kind of creatures?
Fluid. Soft. Intricate things. I couldn't draw a picture if you asked. But they drew you to them. They looked a little strange, but you felt compelled to watch them.
Okay, I've got an idea. Nathan, I can solve your problems.
Haven't got a clue.
Isn't that what she said to say? Notes. Perhaps I can stop their problems. I can stop your problem.
Please do. I wish I could believe you.
Why don't you believe me?
Work with me, Doctor.
Okay. I can stop your problem.
That's too many.
Stop.
You said it with such a serious look on your face, I almost believed you. It would be good if you had some kind of superpower that helped me, but I don't think so.
What is your problem?
I have this recurring dream. I'm at the beach. I strip and walk into the sea. The sea feels warm and comforting. Not cold and harsh like you'd think. I swim down to the bottom of the ocean. I can breathe freely. I can breathe water. On the ocean floor ahead of me, there's a beautiful creature. A glowing being with wispy limbs. It's so warm. I'm transfixed. But my feet shift. I'm unsteady. Below me, the floor is woven in human flesh. Dead bodies, but some of them still struggling for life. These are the ones touching me, gripping my feet. I scream. That's when I wake up. Do you have that dream, Doctor?
No, I don't have that dream.
It's horrific and beautiful at the same time.
What? Can you describe this creature?
It's a dream, Doctor. Stranger things happen in dreams.
Is it an octopus?
Ask me something.
Tell me about your necklace.
I know.
Yeah, you know nothing. What is your problem?
I can't tell you.
Okay. I can stop your problem.
You've never seen me angry, have you, Doctor? Don't say things like that when you don't mean them. It causes upset.
You're upset.
Let me think. No.
A Hind-D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here? We got some Metal Gear Solid references in the chat here. Claire, I can stop your problem.
You seem muddled, Doctor.
What's your problem?
The little girl, our neighbor at the lake house, she says David is weird and creepy.
Doctor!
Ah!
Sorry, but I found some of the referral letters we were talking about. There is a pattern, but it's not the same for everyone. He said to get them to you ASAP, so here you go. No, sorry.
That got me. It got me. I'm not gonna lie. What's with all the... There's something strange about these solicitors' names. Hackett Brown, Chart Token in Law, Kat Roenbeck. Hackett and Brown. Dear Dr. Dekker, I refer a client to your clinic for evaluation, Claire Castleford. She is being charged with murder of her husband, and we require your diagnosis as to whether she was of sound mind and had the mens rea required for the crime. Mens rea is like whether she was capable of make a decision making. Yours sincerely, MSSRS Hackett Brown, solicitors Hackett and Brown. Misters, maybe? Monsieurs Hackett and Brown. Dear Dr. Dekker, Chart Token in Baugh. We believe that our client, who has only given us her first name, Mariana, is mentally unstable and would like to your expert opinion on this matter. We are happy to cover all of your costs and look forward to receiving your report forthwith. Chart Token and Baugh. For the attention of Dr. Dekker, I am referring yet another client to you today for further psychiatric evaluation. It is my hope that you concur with my suspicions and are able to find him insane under the guidelines set out within the McNaughton rules. I don't know what the McNaughton rules are. Kat Roenbach. What is your last name?
I know nothing.
Do you have a last name?
Ask me something else.
Okay. Clues. Chart Token and Baugh. Do you know Chart Token and Baugh?
Why are you asking?
Are you mentally unstable?
That doesn't mean anything.
Ah, jeez. Hello, Glenn. Actually. I can stop.
That's an interesting idea, Doctor. It's not really something that needs to be done, though. I have no intention of reanimating anybody anymore. It hasn't gone very well in the past.
Okay. What's your problem?
I don't know anything.
I can stop your problem.
No, Doctor. No, you can't. I've seen what you can do. You can listen and ask, but you don't have any real power.
What is real power?
I don't know.
Ah, man, I am just fucking shit in the bed. Alright, Glenn. Hello, Glenn.
I'm usually disoriented.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm Glenn. I didn't expect to be here. I was looking for the men's room.
Glenn?
Sorry, you're not familiar with my case. I stepped through the restroom door into your office. Sometimes when I go through a door, it opens to another place.
Okay. I should ask Glenn if Jaya saw him walk in. Wait, did I read that wrong? I should ask Glenn if Jaya saw him walk in. Okay. Did Jaya see you walk in?
No, I shouldn't imagine she did that. I didn't even pass through the waiting room. Besides, it's lunchtime. She won't be there.
It is lunchtime. Did you see Glenn?
Interesting.
Okay. I think I'm gonna have to call it here. I'm getting a little hungry, a little frustrated, and I think I need to refresh my mind. So I think we'll continue some other time. I'm having a lot of fun with this game, but I need to sit down and think, and I need to eat. So thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate your time. I appreciate all the things that you do. I enjoy reading your chat, your comments in the chat. Don't be afraid to like and subscribe. Don't be afraid to hit the bell. Don't be afraid to share my stream with everyone else. Ian says, fuck you. Well, that's not very nice. I wonder if that jump scare took more out of me than I thought. Because it got to me. It was like, did it get any of you guys? Or were you guys not paying attention? Don't Kobe me. And put your shoes on, damn it. I'm tired of people walking in here with no fucking shoes on. He said, oi? Yeah, that jump scare got me. Alright, guys. I love you all. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.